Shalom, Israel. Shalom to all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Salaki Braki, can you hear me okay?
Kind of Wakan, you're the
Shalom, Israel, to all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Shalom, Afsa'adia, Yabashim, Shabrakatah. Shalom to all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Canada. This is No Cowards Canada. This is the closing of the Feast of First Fruits. All right, this is the Feast of First Fruits Sabbath service. All right. All right, Salakia Officer Baraki Allah Imadium, which means stand. Imadium, and state your registry.
Wakan. Kwatazayan Baraki, Kwatazayan 50 Baraki Allah. Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasharala.
Shalom, Officer Baraki Allah, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasharala, Barak. Yabashim Yashar Brakatha.
Yabashim Yashar Brakatha.
Yadamata, which means hands down. All right, we're going to get into the prayers to open up the service. Brothers and sisters, if you're watching, Imadium, which means stand. Sarpan Yahak Wadam, which means turn and face the east. Salakia Baraki Allah, do you have the prayers with you?
Wakan, which one are we starting with?
I'm going to do the Hebrew. If you could do the English, Baba Kasha.
Wakan.
All right. Everybody tuning in, Sar, again, it means stand. Sarpan Yahak Wadam, which means turn and face the east. All right, we're going to open this Sabbath service with the prayers. We're going to start off with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabashamayam.
Shabashamayam.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Haya.
Haya.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Malakwaka.
Taba'a.
Taba'a.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Haya.
Haya.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Barataza.
Barataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Haya.
Haya.
Bashamayam.
Bashamayam.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Yawam.
Wasalak Lanawa.
Wasalak Lanawa.
Kawabat Nawa.
Kawabwat Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kawabwat Yanawa.
Kawabwat Yanawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabayanawa.
Tabayanawa.
Banasaya
1. Abal.
Tawashayanawa.
Tawashayanawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwat. Wahala.
Wahatapara. Laiwalamyam.
Aman. What we just said in English. Our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever so be it.
We're going to Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya.
Al-Hahariam. Mahayan. Yaba'a. Isaiah. Ma'aim. Yahweh.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Warataza.
Ra Rataza.
Al Yathan.
Al Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al Yanawam.
Al Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hanala'a.
Hanala'a.
Yanawam Wala'a.
Yanawam Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Omar.
Shawamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al Yad.
Al Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Shamash.
La'ayakaka.
La'ayakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Walayala.
Walayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal Rai.
Makal Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Atnapashka.
Atnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar Tazaatka.
Yashamar Tazaatka.
Wabawaaka.
Wabawaaka.
Ma'aitha.
Ma'aita.
Wa'aid Iwalam.
Wa'aid Iwalam. What we just read into English, Psalm 121. I will lift up my eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes.
Unto the hills.
Unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. We're going to do the prayer for power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Baba Kashah.
Baba Kashah.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Akak.
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 Lara Pa'ah.
Lara Pa'ah.
Kal Maka'ala.
Kal Maka'ala.
Wakal Madawa.
Wakal Madawa.
Akak.
Akak.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hamatazarayim.
Hamatazarayim.
Akak.
Akak.
Lahakwayam.
Lahakwayam.
Hamathyam.
Hamathyam.
Akak.
Akak.
Al-Rakawa.
Al-Rakawa.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Lagarshan.
Lagarashan.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Wada Aman.
Wada Aman. What we just read in the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. We're going to do the blessings for the school prayer. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa Mayaka'ala.
Wa Mayaka'ala.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazabya'a.
Matazabya'a.
Alawap Yahanna.
Alawap Yahanna.
Ha Alawapyam.
Ha Alawapyam.
Ha Suranyam.
Ha Suranyam.
Ha Kwatazanyam.
Ha Kwatazanyam.
Ha Ka Yayalyam.
Ha Ka Yayalyam.
Waha Akwathian.
Waha Akwathian.
Yaha Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Yah Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Wada Aman.
Wada Aman. What we just read in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. We're going to do the Psalms 83 prayer. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Takarash.
Al Takarash.
Wa al Tashakwat.
Wa al Tashakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Our Yab-Yaka.
Our Yab-Yaka.
Yahawama Yawan.
Yahawama Yawan.
Wama Shana Yaka.
Wama Shana Yaka.
Nasha Awa.
Nasha Awa.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Amaka.
Al Amaka.
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Sawad.
Sawad.
Waya.
Waya.
Taya Aitazawa.
Taya Aitazawa.
Al Tazapawan.
Al Tazapawan.
Yaka.
Yaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wana.
Wana.
Kakyadam.
Kakyadam.
Magawa.
Magawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasharala.
Sham Yasharala.
Awad.
Iwad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa Aitazawa.
Nawa Aitazawa.
Love.
Love.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al Yaka.
Al Yaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarwa.
Yayakarwa.
Ahalya.
Ahalya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa Yashama'alayam.
Wa Yashama'ai. Salakia. Wa Yashamai Alayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagariam.
Wahagariam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa Imawan.
Wa Imawan.
Wa Imalak.
Wa Imalak.
Palashat.
Palashat.
I'm Yashabya.
I'm Yashabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa'a.
Nalawa'a.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadian.
Kamadian.
Ka Sasar. Salakia. Ka Sayasara.
Ka Sayasara.
Ka Yabyan.
Ka Yabyan.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kwayashwan.
Kwayashwan.
Nashamad.
Nashamad.
Wa.
Wa.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Dara.
Dara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La Adama.
La Adama.
Shayatham.
Shayatam.
Wa.
Wa.
Nadayabma.
Nadayabma.
Wa.
Wa.
Ka'ira.
Ka'ira.
Waka.
Waka.
Zaba.
Zaba.
Waka.
Waka.
Zabak.
Zabak.
Waka.
Waka.
Tazamanai.
Tazalmanai.
Call.
Call.
Nasayakamwa.
Nasayakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Marwa.
Marwa.
Nayarasha.
Nairasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ah.
Ath.
Nawa.
Nawat.
Alahayam.
Alahayam.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayathamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Kagaldala.
Kagalgala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Raka.
Rakab.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Taba'ira Ya'ira.
Taba'ira Ya'ira.
Waka.
Waka.
Lahaba.
Lahaba.
Salahat.
Talahat.
Haryam.
Haryam.
Khan.
Khan.
Saradatma.
Taradabla.
Basa'iraka.
Basa'iraka.
Waba.
Waba.
Sawapatka.
Sawapatka.
Sabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Mala'ah.
Mala'ah.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Walawan.
Walawan.
Waya.
Waya.
Bakwashwa.
Bakashwa. Bakwashwa. Buka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Bahalwa.
Bahalwa.
Aid.
Aid.
Wa Yakaparwa.
Waya Kaparwa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Da'aiwa.
Waya Da'aiwa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Al Yawan.
Al Yawan.
Al Kal.
Al Kal.
Harataza.
Harataza. What we just read in the English. Keep now thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O God.
God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
O God.
For lo.
Thine
enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
Come.
And let us cut them off.
And let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel.
May be no more in remembrance.
May be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gebal.
And
Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur. Also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. And like Zahab. Yea. All their princes at Zabah. And at Zalmunna. Who said, let us take to ourselves. The houses of God in possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth a wood. And as the flames setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know that thou. Whose name alone is Yahweh.
whose name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
Art the most high over all the earth. We're going to do the Bless Israel prayer. Yah B'Hashem Yahushai.
Yah B'Hashem Yahushai.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
YAHANNA.
YAHANNA.
Waha.
Waha.
Saparia.
Saparia.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magan.
Magan.
Pagan.
Pagan.
General Yahanna.
General Yahanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The sisters.
The sisters.
The troopers.
The troopers.
The children of Israel.
The children of Israel.
Officer Adiyar.
Officer Adiyar.
B'Hashem Yahushai.
B'Hashem Yahushai.
Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman. What we just said in the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
And the generals.
And the generals.
And the captains.
And the captains.
And the officers.
And the officers.
And the troopers.
And the troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
The children of Israel.
The children of Israel.
Officer Adiyar.
Officer Adiyar.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Sir. You can take a seat. We're going to get into the Hebrew. We're going to go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 23.
Salak, y'all want me to start with the Hebrew?
Salaki, I'm going to read the Hebrew. If you could read the English for me, Baba Kasha.
No sweat, I don't want.
What we'll do is maybe I'll get you to take over halfway through. Salaki, one moment. All right, this is Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, Lamar, verse 2. The bar, Al, Banya, Yasharallah, Wa'ama, Ratha, Alahayim, Mawa, Idea, Yahweh, Amar, Takwar, Awa, Atham, Makwar, Ayah, Kwadash, Alha, Ham, Mawaidia, verse 3, Shasha, Yam, Ta'aisha, Mala Amma, Waba Yama, Salakia, Waba Yawam. Hasha, Vaya, Ayah. Shabbat. Shabbat for one. Makwar, Kwadash, Mav. Ma, La'ama, La'a, Ta'ishaw. Shabbat, Hawa'a, Laya, Hawa. Bamal, Mawa, Shabbat, Yamam. Verse 4. Alaha, Mawa, Ayah, Yahweh, Makwar, Ayah, Kwadash, Ashar, Taqwa, Ra'awa, Atham, Bamawa, Aidam. Verse 5. Ba Kadash, Hara, Salakia, Hara Ashwan, Ba'a, Ba'arab, Aiha, Aishar, La Kadash, Bayan, Hayar, Salakia, Ha'ira, Bayan, Basak, Laya Hawa, verse 6. Wabak, Masha, Aishar, Yawam, La Kadash, Hazah, Kad, Hama, Tazawatha, La Yahweh, Shaba'ai, Yam Yam, Matazah, Watha, Ta'a, Malwa, verse 7. Bayawam, Hara Ashwan, Makwara, Kwadash, Yahweh, Lamam, Mav, Mala'amah, Aiba, Salakia, Aibada, Salakia, Aibadha, La'a, Ta'ishwa. That's the end of verse 7. We're going to read in the English.
Kana Wakan. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel.
Speak unto who?
The children of Israel.
Leviticus 23 is for the children of Israel. Leviticus 23 is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
Kawakan. And say unto them,
Read.
I am Yahweh your God.
Salakia. Leviticus 23 verse 2.
Kawakan.
Read that again.
Kawakan. Leviticus chapter 20. Oh, Salakia, I don't want.
Yeah, Salakia. I don't know if you're in a different version.
No, Salakia, my mistake. I was in a different book. Salakia, I don't want. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of Yahweh.
This is where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are to learn the feast days of the Most High. Read.
Kanawakan, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation.
Officer Brachiala, what is a holy convocation?
Salakia, other one. Holy meaning like it comes from the Hebrew word kodash, meaning separate. In a convocation would be like a gathering.
Most High in Christ, huh? You understand? This is a holy convocation. This is a holy gathering. It is a set-apart feast for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to gather together. You understand? We're not supposed to be celebrating Christmas. We're not supposed to be celebrating Thanksgiving. We're supposed to be celebrating the feast of the Most High. Read.
Khan. Even these are my feasts.
These are my feasts. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're not supposed to be worshiping ourselves, celebrating birthdays. You understand? These are the feasts of the Most High. These are days that were set apart. These are days for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to worship our power and to gather together. You understand? Not any of these man-made holidays. Read.
Khan. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
Oh, this is your Sabbath right here. You understand? For all you Christians who want to teach you're supposed to follow the new moon, understand, to celebrate the Sabbath day. Well, your cycle is not going to end every single 7 days. You understand? The book of Leviticus 23 is where you find the feast of the Lord. You understand? One of those being the Sabbath. You understand? The day of rest. You understand? This day was made for man. This day was made for you. You understand? Not to sit in your house, you understand, and shiver and be cold because you're scared to turn on your electricity or you're scared to light a fire. This is a day for you, a day to rest. Read.
Khan. And holy convocation.
Khan, this is a holy gathering. Read.
Khan. Ye shall do no work therein.
Khan, ye shall do no work. What is no work? This is talking about servile work. Understand? If you can get a day off of your slavery, take this day off. All right? This law is here to make sure that people who run businesses don't overwork their employees. Without this law, people would have you working 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. This is the day for you to get to yourself. You understand? Keep reading.
Khan. It is the Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings.
Khan, in all your dwellings. You're here in 2022. This is something you need to keep. Read.
Khan. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 4. These are the feasts of Yahweh.
Read.
Even holy convocations.
Read.
Which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
Each of these holy convocations have a season. Understand? A time where we get together, understand, and keep these feasts. Read.
Khan. Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover.
The 14th day of the first month. Understand? The first month of the year doesn't start in the dead of winter. You understand? Like these people that are over us would have you believe the New Year's in January. That makes no sense. That's when everything is dead. The New Year starts in spring. All right? And we just kept the Lord's Passover a couple months ago. You understand? It's on the 14th day of the first month of the year. All right? Keep reading.
Khan. Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahweh.
Yeah. And the next day is the feast of unleavened bread. What is unleavened bread? It means put no rising agents in your bread. Understand? You can't be going to the store buying all that fluffy bread where they stick the yeast and different bacterias. You understand? And let the dough rise, right? This is a feast where we're to have no rising agents in our bread. You understand? And you're commanded to eat that unleavened bread. All right? This was celebrated right after the Passover, when we were in a hurry trying to get up out of Egypt, when we just got finished celebrating the slaughter of the Egyptians. the death of our oppressors, the death of the people that ruled over us and enslaved us. Understand? This is a holiday, or Shalaki, this is a feast day that Christ kept. Why in Christianity are they saying that God loves everybody and Christ came for everybody, when Christ was celebrating the slaughter of the Egyptians? Christ was celebrating the freedom of his people. You understand? And on that 15th day, when we were getting out of there, we were in a hurry. So we were eating unleavened bread. Right? Read.
Khan. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
7 days. Understand? This is a feast that lasts 7 days. Right? I don't know about you, Barack Allah, but when they have Thanksgiving here in Canada, that lasts 1 day. Halloween lasts 1 day. No, the feast of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we rock it out for a week. We gather together. We feast. We drink. We eat barbecue. We eat good food. You understand? We gather together for over a week. Right? We have 8 days. We have the Passover and then 7 days that follow. Right? Read.
Khan. Verse 7. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation.
Yeah. Read.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
No servile work. Understand? Again, if you can get that day off, get that day off. Because we're in the land of our captivity, understand, we don't always get that option. But that sin is on the person making you work. That sin is on the person who's enslaving you, forcing you to go against your God. Do everything you can to get that day off. But if it's going to cost you your job, understand, it's going to cost you putting food on your family's table, you know what I mean, and you can't do it, don't sweat it. But we should be doing everything we can to keep these feasts. All right. Salaki, Officer Zabadi, did you want to take over?
God, the water for handling the class, for holding on the class in my absence. Salakia, that was the first 7 verses. Khan, who was reading the Hebrew?
I was the other one.
Khan, you could read 8 to 14.
Come.
Thwadak.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 8 in the Hebrew. Waha, Quara, Batham, Asha, La Yahweh, Shaba'ai, Yam Yam, Bayawam, Hasha, Baya'aya, Makwa Ra'ah, Quadash, Mal, Amah, Ibada, La'ah, Sa'aishwa. Verse 9. Wa Yadabar, Yahweh, All, Masha, La'amar. Verse 10. The bar, All, Manya, Yasharala, Wa'amar, Wa'amartha, Aham, Maya, Saba'awa, All, Ha'arataza, Ashar, Anya, Nathan, Lamam, Wakwa, Tazaratham, Quataza, Yaba, Waha, Ba'atham, Aymar, Ba'asha, Salakia, Ba'ashaya, Salakia, Ba'ashya, Quataza, Yaramam, Hamhan, verse 11, Waha, Naya, Ha'imar, Lapanya, Yahweh, Lara, Tazan, Salakia, Lara, Tazah, Namam, Ma Makartha, Hashabah, Yanya Panya, Slaki, Yanya Panwa, Hamhan, verse 12, Wa'aish Yatham, Bayawam, Hanya Pama, Pama, Ah, Ha'imar, Mabash, Thamyam, Ban, Shanthawa, La Allah, La Yahweh, verse 13, Wama Na Kathawa, Manya, Aishar, Nayam, Salah, Wallah, Bashaman, Ashar, La Yahweh, Rayak, Nayakak, Wa Nasama, Yayan, Rabba Ya'if, Hahayan, verse 14, Walakam, Wakwalya, Wa Maramal, all, Ta'amawa, Itazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Ha, Baya Amam, Ah, Kwa Rabban, Alahayim, Kakwa, Iwalam, Ladara, Thayamam, Mamal, Mashab, Thayamam. That's the end of verse 14. It's like the other one, you're on mute.
You're still on mute.
Through order, Officer Shaiwan. Rakiala, can you read 8 to 14 in the English?
This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. In the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. So within the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we're gonna basically have 7 days off, 7 days of just time to be around your family. Right. That's something we don't experience in Esau's kingdom right now, because in Esau's kingdom we're being worked to death. Right. As Native Americans, we rarely get to spend the time that we need with our family. Right. In this week, we get 7 days of rest. Right. A holy convocation to gather with your family while we celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Keep reading.
Kanawakan, verse 9. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, verse 10, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I gave unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Right. So once we get into the land, right, you got to keep in mind the priest, we fed the priest, because the priest, their job was to do the works of the Most High, right? As we get into the land and as we harvest the land and we're planting our crops, that first crop that comes up, right, we give on to the priest, right? That's a sacrifice, right? Because that first crop is usually the best crop, right? We're sacrificing our best to give to the priest, right? To show the Most High that we have brotherhood and we have love for our people. Keep reading.
Khan, verse 11. And he shall wave the sheaf before Yahweh to be accepted for you.
Keep reading.
Khan. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
Right. So this is a wave offering, right? He's going to show it off in front of the whole congregation, right? While he does that, the Lord is going to be seen, right? So everybody's going to, now listen, if you would bring the first of your fruits, right? If you couldn't bring the first of your fruits, you would get the first of what you could, right? If you're traveling from a far country, right? The first of your fruits is probably going to go spoiled by the time you get into Jerusalem, right? So you would sell the first of your fruits and give that money to the priest, right? Every cent, every shekel that you got off those fruits, you would give it to the priest, right? And he would wave those first fruits or the first of the offerings that you gave him in front of everybody. Keep reading.
Khan, verse 12. And ye shall offer that day, when ye wave the sheaf, and he lamb without blemish of the first year, for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
Right. We're going to, like what we do always as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're going to cook some good food, right? You're going to get the best lamb, right? You're not going to, again, it's about giving the best of you, right? The best of what you have to give to your nation, to your people, to the Lord, right? And when you give that lamb, that without blemish, that's the best lamb that you have, right? You could have sold it, but you didn't. You gave it to the priest. You gave it as a burnt offering, right? And it would be cooked, right? That it's not just gonna go into a fire and the fire just eats it. It would be cooked for the people. Keep reading.
Khan. Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour, mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto Yahweh, for a sweet savor.
Right. So this is going to be food that's seasoned, right? So that just shows you that it's not going to go right into the fire and it just disappears in the fire. The fire eats it. The fire doesn't give you damn if it's seasoned or not, right? But who cares if the food is seasoned? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? You listen. We are not the Edomites or the Caucasians. Have you? We season our food. Right, you could ask Priest Barack YAHANNA. That brother seasons his food. Right, you see, right? He has that Barack sauce, right? But this lamb, the meat offering, it was seasoned. Keep reading.
Khan. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine.
A drink offering, right? That means we would be drinking. Right, there's a drink offering now. That's a cut to the Christians who say you cannot drink during the Sabbath service, or you're not supposed to drink. Well, right here in the law, it says there's a drink offering that the people are supposed to make. Right, you can't. Again, you got to think about what we're doing here. We're celebrating for 7 days, gathering as a family with food, with the priests, and having just a wonderful time in the air, right? Something that doesn't happen. Salaki, this thing right here that we're reading about, it doesn't happen in the Black, Hispanic, and Native community right now without shots going off, right? I was in Montreal just a while ago, and the oppressor had a holiday, And all over the city, brothers were turning up in the hospital via stab wound or gunshot, right, on the oppressor's holiday. During the Most High's holidays, that does not happen, right? So we would have a drink offering with family, with the priests, right? Keep reading.
Kanawakan. The fourth part of an hin. Verse 2.
Keep reading.
Kanawakan. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the self same day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwelling.
Right. We're supposed to keep these holidays throughout all our generations, throughout our dwellings. Not just because you're not in the land doesn't mean that you don't keep this holiday. You're supposed to keep this holiday, right? All these holidays that we're being commanded to keep, we're supposed to keep them. July 1st is coming up. Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are you going to be celebrating your oppressors? Right? Are you going to be saying we're crying for Kamloops but shooting fireworks on July 1st? Right? What you should be doing is blacks as the Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you should be gathering. Right? Zephaniah 2:1. You should be gathering together. Right? Do not get caught up with the oppressors, because that's not going to help you. Right? You've been caught up with the oppressors since the day they so-called gave us our freedom, and it hasn't helped. So, Officer Troy, can you continue reading in the Hebrew, Leviticus 23:15-21, Bubble Shop?
Okay. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 15 in the Hebrew. Wasapartham, Lamam, Mamakartha, Hashabath, Mayawam, Habaya, Amam, Av, Imar, Hathan, Wapa, Shabai, Shabbathawa, Thamyamtha, Thahaya, Yana, verse 16, Aid, Mamakartha, Hashabath, Hashabaya, Aid, Thasapar, Salaki, Thasaparwa, Kamshayam, Yawam, Wahakwar, Batham, Manka, Kadasha, La Yahweh, verse 17. Mama, Washa, Bath Yamam, Taba Yahweh, Lakam, Fanwa, Pa, Shathayam, Manya, Aishar, Nayam, Salah, Taha, Yayanha, Ka Mataza, Thapa Yanha, Mama, Wara Yam, La Yahweh, verse 18. Waha, Quara, Batham, Al, Halakam, Shaba'ai, Mabashayam, Thamayah, Tamayamam, Manya, Shana, Wapar, Ban, Bakwar, Akkad, Wa'al-Yam, Manyam, Yahayawa, Alha, La Yahweh, Waman, Katham, Wana, Sam, Yaham, Asha, Bayak, Nayakak, La Yahweh. Verse 19. Wa'aish Yatham, Shah Ayab, Isayam, Salakia, Akkad, Lakad, Ta'ath, Washanya, Mabash Shayam, Banya, Shana, Lazabak, Shah Lamyam, verse 20, Waha, Nayap, Hamah, Hamaha, Salakia, Hamhan, Atham, Al, Lakam, Haba, Mabayam, Thanawa, Pa, La Panya, Yahweh, Al, Shanya, Mabasham, Quadash, Yahweh, Salakia, Yahayawa, La Yahweh, Lamhan, verse 21, Wakwa, Ra'atham, Ba'aitazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Makwara, Quadash, Yahweh, Lamam, Mala'ama, La, Slakin, La'amath, Ibad, La'ah, Ta'ishwa, Kakwath, Iwalam, Mamal, Mawashah, Bath Yamam, Ladara, Tha Yamam. That's the end of verse 21.
Salakia, Adwan, you're on mute.
Salakia. Throughout a priest. Baraki out of 15 to 21.
I had a quick question, Adwan, though.
Khan.
Where can I find like the scriptures that said after the feast of unleavened bread, we had to wait like I think it's 50 days till the feast of first fruits?
You're about to read that right now, Baraki.
Most High in Christ. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 15. And ye shall count unto from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering.
Right. So after the Sabbath of the Passover, right, that we counted, right, you would bring we would basically open up the Feast of First Fruits, right? So we would open that up by bringing the first fruits to the priest. He would wave it, right? And we open up the first fruits. Then we counted 50 days or 7 Sabbaths, right? Till we got to today, which is June 6, 2022, right? 50 days after that Sabbath of unleavened bread, right? Or a day of rest, a day when Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we gather together as a family, we party, we have a good time, and we don't worry about family arguments. Listen, I've never gone to to an event with my brothers where we were just ready to fight. Right? Now, if you have that spirit of you want to fight your brothers, you'll find yourself outside of the heaven's gates, meaning you won't be in here. You're either going to leave or someone's going to put you out. Right? And Lord be with you. Right. Keep reading.
Khan. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
Right. That's damn near 50 days. We would complete 7 Sabbaths. Right. Now, Christians, they call that Pentecost. Right. They call that day Pentecost. As we read and we're given the knowledge to break down these scriptures. We're given the power to wake up the dead. Right? Meaning go into the barrios or reservations and the ghettos or wherever we live, we're able to wake up our people. Right? As we were given that knowledge, we know that it's the closing of first fruits. Keep reading.
Khan, verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
Keep reading.
Khan, verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruit unto Yahweh.
Right. So again, this is first fruits. This is the celebration that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans should be celebrating. You shouldn't be worried about trivial things like your birthday, right? What's a one that just passed where Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were absolutely dying in the streets of their cities, right? Victoria Day, right? Sisters getting drunk out of their mind on St. Patrick's Day, not knowing what they're doing and being taken advantage of, right? Brothers sleeping with the daughters of Edom on St. Patrick's Day, just totally disregarding everything that's happened to their forefathers and foremothers. Right? Those are days we're not supposed to care about. But this right here, this first fruits right here, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Keep reading.
Khan, verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish.
Ooh, 7 lambs without blemish. Listen, if you're around when 7 lambs without blemish are being offered from every household, right? Every household is coming up with 7 lambs without blemish. That's a cookout like no other. Keep reading.
Khan, of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams.
Salakia, 1 young bullock, right? That's a whole steak. Now, Barak Yallah, I understand you're talking about the elk, but this right here said a young bullock, Salakia, T-bone, Salakia, right? A young bullock. Keep reading.
Khan. They shall be for a burnt offering unto Yahweh, with their meat offering and their drink offerings.
There's that drink offering again, right? So it's going to be a meat offering and a drink offering unto the Lord, right? We would gather with the priests, right? We would make these offerings, we would make these sacrifices, and we would gather as a people and just have a good time on these holidays, right? Because this is what you need. You need 7 days just to be around your people without fighting. Just to realize that you could love your brother and your sister. Keep reading.
Khan. Even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto Yahweh.
Right, sweet savor unto the Lord, because that food is seasoned well. Listen, there's no raisins in the potato salad. So I don't know where they do that at. Like, we don't put raisins in the potato salad over here, right? That is la torah. It's not a sweet savor unto the Lord. Read that last part again.
Khan. Even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord.
Right, a offering made by fire. You put food in the fire, right? There was drink offerings too, because you if you're eating, you're having a cookout, you want some good drinks, right? Keep reading. Salakia, you can keep reading.
Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice one kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offering.
Right. So a goat would be sacrificed for sin, and a lamb would be sacrificed, right? 2 lambs. Salaki, where is it?
Verse 19.
2 lambs for a peace offering, right? That is a good time. That's a time where Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we gather together and we eat. Listen, we just came. We were in Montreal the other day. They were celebrating independence, right? Salakia, the tribe of Levi, was out there celebrating independence. And they didn't understand like that celebration meant nothing to the Most High.
Right.
Since they've gotten their independence, it's been downhill since then. The nations have come up against the tribe of Levi, right? And they were thinking that they had to do this whole voodoo ceremony, right? Lord be with those brothers and sisters. Hopefully the seeds that were planted from the I.S.U.P.K start to take root and start to grow, right? Because you got to ask yourself, if that's a day to be celebrated, and it was really the voodoo and not the Most High that got you out of your oppression for a time being, what is the issue right now? Why can't you not be oppressed right now? Why is the I.S.U.P.K feeding you at the border of Mexico and Texas? Keep reading.
Khan, verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before Yahweh, with the 2 lambs. This shall be holy to Yahweh for the priests.
Keep reading.
Khan, verse 21. And ye shall proclaim on the self same day, that it may be an holy convocation unto you.
Right. So those lambs and the goat for sin and the 2 lambs of the first year for the peace offering, those were separate to the priest. Right. Those were things that were separate for the priest. They had their own little kickback. Right. That where they could eat, where they would be able to do with whatever they wanted to do. Right, because the priest's job was to take care of the children of Israel. They didn't farm. They weren't husbands to the earth and to the cattle. Right, they took care of the temple. The people took care of the priest. Right, so they would take those lambs. Now they would either eat them, feed the poor, feed the homeless, sell them to get some money. Right, that's what would happen. Keep reading.
Khan, ye shall do no servile work therein, It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations.
Right. So notice it said forever, right? Throughout your generations. It didn't say just because you're not in the land, you don't have to do this. That's a cut to Christians. Christians like to say we're under the law. They don't give a damn about anything when it comes to anything. Only what their eyes can see and what their hands can touch, where they could open their legs to, where they could stick their rods. That's what Christians care about. They only care about their lust. Right? The Most High said we're supposed to do this forever throughout our generations. Right? That means we're going to keep doing it until Yahushua gets back. And once Yahushua gets back, we're gonna keep doing it after that. Because this is forever. It's something that doesn't change. Salaki, Officer Shariwan.
Council.
Can I get 22 to 28, Baba Kasha?
Council. Book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Waba, Kwataza, Ramam, Kwataza, Yaba, Abba, Tazamam, La'a, Tha, Mala, Ka'a, Shadam, Bakwa, Tazara'am, Walakwat, Kwataza, Yabam, La'a, Thalakwat, La'anya, Walapad, Slakia, Walagab, Tha'izab, Atham, Anya, Yahweh, Alahim. Verse 23. Waya the Slakia, Waya the Bar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, La'amar. Verse 24. The Bar, Al, Banya, Yasharala, La'amar, Bakadash, Hashabah, Ya'aya, Ba'akad, Lakadash, Yahaya, Lamam, Shabbathwan, Zamarawan, Thabawa, Iha, Makwara, Kwadash, verse 25, Mav, Mala'a, Math, Ibada, La'a, Tha'ishwa, Waha, Kwara, Batham, Asha, La Yahweh, verse 26, Waya Dabar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, La Amar, verse 27. That's like that was verse 26, we're on verse 27. Ba'ishwa, La Kadash, Hashabah, Ya'aya, Hazah, Yawam, Hamapah, Bayam, Hawa'ah, Makwabah, Kwadash, Yahaya, Lamam, Wa'ainia Tham, Napash, Thayamam, Waha, Kwabah, Batham, Asha, La Yahweh, verse 28, Wamad, Mala'ama, La'a, Ta'ishwa, Ba'itazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Maya, Yawam, Mapa, Bayam, Hawa'ah, Lama, Paba, Slakia, Lamapar, Al Yaman, La Panya, Yahweh, Alahai, Yaman. That's the end of verse 28.
Come on, through all the priests. Baraki Allah, can you read 22 to 28, Baruch Shah?
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 22. And when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of the field. When thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest.
Right. This is again, throughout all these holidays, is going to be a consistent theme of loving your people and brotherhood. Right. This is letting you know that when you go into the land, and if you're fortunate enough to own a piece of land that grows crop, right, you leave the borders of that land with the crop on the trees or on the vines or coming out the earth, so your neighbors who don't have can have. Right. This is how we fix our community. It's loving your people. Right. Keep reading.
Thou shalt leave them unto the poor.
Right. So many so-called celebrities that we have, they go and spend $100,000 on a car. Right. When $100,000 could feed a community. Right. You could go take $100,000 and open a convenience store and employ your brothers and sisters. Right, and have the whole community shop at your store. This is how we have brotherhood, right? Keep reading.
And to the stranger.
And to the stranger, that stranger being of your people, right? The people who journey. Some of us just journey. We just pack up a bag and just go on the road. Right, from city to city. Right, what a wonderful time when you could literally leave one city and be like, okay, I'm gonna leave from Toronto. I'm gonna go see Baraki Allah in Montreal, and I just might stop off in Belleville because there's some Israelites over there, and they're gonna house me and take care of me because that's what family does. Keep reading.
I am Yahweh your God.
Read.
Verse 23. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets.
Right, and after one party, right, after one rest, we have basically another high holy day, another rest day. Right, now this is just memorial blowing trumpets. Right, it's just a day the Most High set that we can have. Right, and as we work in the Edomite kingdom, we work to death. Right, this is definitely something we need. Another rest day that we need. Brothers are at work right now. Sisters are at work right now. Some brothers and sisters have a 7-day work week. Right? They don't get to rest. Keep reading.
In the holy convocation, verse 25, ye shall do no servile work therein.
You're not going to have employees working, and you're not going to have your slave master telling you you need to work on that day. Right? When the kingdom of heaven is ruled by Yahawashi, a black king, right? There's not going to be any stores open on this day for anybody to be like, I have to go in and work today. Am I getting double time? And even for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it's such a fight to get that double time that they promise when you work in the holidays. Read.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh.
Read.
Kanawakan. Verse 26. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your
Right
souls.
now, listen. If after we have trumpets, we go right into atonement. Right now, if you're not familiar with atonement, just contact your camp leader. That's a day we feast on pain. That's a day we sacrifice. We sacrifice and afflict our souls. For brothers and sisters who aren't able to sacrifice and afflict their souls, we go through it for them. Right? As again, this is a constant theme that we see all throughout these scripts. Like as we read this book, this is what's going to fix Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The brotherhood, even in the holidays. Right? During the oppressors' holidays, there's no brotherhood. It's just how much money can you spend? What orgies or sex parties can you go to? How high can you get? How drunk can you get? That's what the oppressors' holidays are. Or you have a day like Christmas where it's, what can you do for me today? What did you get me? Show me how much you love me by how much you spent. Right? But on the day of atonement, we show how much we love the Most High by afflicting our souls. We show how much we love our brothers by afflicting our souls. Keep reading.
Kanawakan. And ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh.
Right, and after we fast for that 24 hours, right? No water, no food. Some of us still get up and have to go to work. After that, we get together and we have a cookout, right? We throw something on the grill and we make an offering by fire to break our fast. Keep reading.
Kanawakan. Verse 28. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before Yahweh your God.
Right, and I just said that, brothers and sisters, some brothers and sisters have to work during this day, right? And that is a sin that their employer is going to have to deal with. It's not on those brothers and sisters, because we understand the captivity of this land. Right, so some Edomite, some Elamite or Moabite, some Hamite is gonna have to pay for ordering that brother and sister to go into work today. Keep reading.
That was the end of verse 28. I don't want.
Come, Officer Shari 1, can I get 29 to 35?
Select it to 30 what, sir?
Sure.
Select it on what verse to stop at?
35.
35, come on. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 29. In the Hebrew. Maya, Ma, Hanafash, Ashar, La'ah, Sa'aina, Ba'ai Tazam, Hayawam, Hazah, One Ma, Ratha, Ma'ain Yaha, Wama, Hanapash, Ashar, Sa'aisha, Ma, Ma La'ama, Ba'ai Tazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Waha, Abadah, Fayah, Hanafash, Hahawa'ah, Makwar, Slakia, Ma, Kwarab, Ima, verse 31, Ma, Mala Ama, La'ah, Ta'aishwa, Kakwa, Iwalam, Adara, Sayamam, Bamal, Mashab, Sayamam. Verse 32. Shabbat, Shabbathwan, Hawa'ah, Lamam, Wa'ain, Yasan, Napash, Sayamam, Batha, Sha'ai, Lakadash, Ba'irab, Ma'irab, Irab, Tasha, Slaki, Tashabathwa, Shabbath, Mama, verse 33. Waya Dabar, Yahweh, All, Masha, La'amar, verse 34. Dabar, All, Banya, Yasharala, La'amar, Bakamash, Aishar, Yawam, Lakadash, Hasha, Ba'ya'aya, Hazar, Kag, Hasa, Mawaf, Shaba'ai, Yam, La Yahweh, verse 35. Ba'yawam, Hara, Ashwan, Makwara, Kwadash, Mala Amath, Ibad, La'ah, Sa'ishwa. Let's go to verse 35.
Sulak, what was that? You were breaking up.
Can y'all hear me?
Kind of, but you're kind of breaking up a bit.
Damn, hold up 1 second. The Wi-Fi. I'm using that McDonald's Wi-Fi. All right, a lot of priests for reading that. Baraki Allah, can you read 29 to 35?
Wakan. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people.
Right. So in this time, if you didn't complete, if you didn't afflict your soul, you would be cut off from your people. Right. That's you see that a lot. Like things that happen, brothers get cut off from their people. Listen, there should be a rule. If you sleep with an Edomite, you are cut off from your people. Right. Too many brothers. So like that has nothing to do with Day of Atonement, but I say it to say this because too many brothers they cut their people off when they lay down with lasting. Right? They absolutely don't give a damn about what their people go through. I had a conversation with a brother. The brother told me, I don't know anything about history, and our history doesn't even matter. It's about what we're doing right now in 2022. And I looked at him and I said, good night, Shalom, brother. I gotta get back to work. Right? So I can read that one more time.
Wakan. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. Salah, Gadwan, you're on mute.
If you don't if you don't partake in that day, you get cut off from your people. Right? Keep reading.
Kanawakan, verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people.
Right. There's a bunch of oppressors and heathens that are going to be destroyed for forcing the children of Israel to work on these days, right? On their holidays, on their Sabbath days, they're going to be destroyed, right? They're gonna have to pay back what they did, right? There's a case building against them. Keep reading.
Khan, verse 31. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. What was that? Khan, verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even shall you celebrate your Sabbath.
Right, and that's giving you the like what we would do. The Day of Atonement, we're going to celebrate it from evening to evening, right? As we afflict our souls. Keep reading.
Khan. Verse 33. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto Yahweh.
Right. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you live in tabernacles right now. You're in the wilderness. You are not in your land. You're in the ghettos. Listen, with all the creatures, and just our communities are horrible places. Right? This is designed by our oppressor. We're remembering what it's like to be on the run, on the move. Right? When we didn't have a place to call our own. Right. That's like what was happening when we left Egypt. As we left Egypt, we had to build tents. We had set up a tent in the night, pack it up in the day, and keep it moving. Right. That's what this tabernacles is. When we get our kingdom, we're going to remember what it's like to live in tents by celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles. Right now, that's our condition right now. Right. And if you haven't been to a reserve, the reserves are not pretty. Right. There are towns. Damn near every major city has at least 1,000 fountains going off right now with clean drinking water. Right. There's reservations in Ontario without clean drinking water, where the suicide rate is through the roof, the abortion rate is through the roof. Right. Brothers and sisters are getting high because they live in tabernacles. They live in the wilderness. They live in a place where nobody loves them. Right. But the I.S.U.P.K, we love our brothers and sisters. Right. We go out and feed our brothers and sisters. Keep reading.
Khan. Verse 35. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. The first day is a holy convocation, and we're not going to do any servile work on that day. Right. It's a day of rest. Right. That's how we would celebrate tabernacles, with rest. Again, these are days of rest for us, where we work so hard anyways. We have rest, we have family days, where it's just a bunch of us gathering together, and it's just a wild time. Right. Officer Shaw, can you read Bob Shaw 36 to the end of the chapter?
Just a lot of everyone. I just had a quick question. I forgot to ask it before. So the memorial of blowing of trumpets, is it when like the walls of Jericho came down?
It's just a day that the Lord set for us to have just a time to rest.
Kind of, right?
Because the Lord is justice. He knows we work hard. Right? You have to imagine what it was like back to till the earth. Right now when we want food, we just go into the store. We don't have to worry about trimming a cattle's hoof to make sure there's no stones in it. You don't have to worry about why is your horse limping, right? And then you have to go trim its hoof to find out if it has a pebble in its hoof and the hoof overgrew the pebble. Now there's an abscess in the hoof and there's pus, and we don't do none of that. You hop in your car, you start your car, you take it to the mechanic. This is just a day of rest for us. No sweat.
Sounds like it's verse 35 to the end of the chapter.
36 to the end of the chapter.
Okay. Leviticus 23, verse 36 in the Hebrew. Shaba'ai, Yam Yam, Kwara, Yabawa, Asha, La Yahweh, Bayawam, Hasha, Mayanya, Makwara, Kwadash, Yahaya, Lamam, Waha Kwara, Batham, Asha, La Yahweh, Aitazar, Tha, Hawa'a, Ma, Mala, Amma, Ibada, La'a, Aishwa, verse 37. Alha, Mawa'idya, Yahweh, Ashar, Taqwa, Ra'awa, Atham, Makwa, Ra'aya, Quadash, Laha, Quara, Yaba, Asha, La Yahweh, Allah, Wa, Manka, Zabak, Wana, Samyam, Ibar, Yawam, Baya, Wama, Slaki, Baya, Wama, verse 38. Ma Labad, Shabbat Thaf, Yahweh, Wamala, Bada, Matha, Nawa, Tha Yamam, Wama, Labad, Ma, Nada, Ra Yamam, Wa, Malabad, Ma, Nada, Batha, Yamam, Ashar, Tha Thanya, Slaki, Tha Thanwa, La Yahweh, verse 39, An, Makam, Shah, Aishar, Yawam, La Kadash, Hasha, Ba'ya'aya, Ba'a, Sapa, Mam, Sabawa, Ha'a, Rataza, Thakagawa, Kag, Yahweh, Shaba'ai, Yam Yam, Bayawam, Hara, Asha, Wana, Shabbat, Thawan, Salaki, Shabbathon, Wabah, Yawam, Hasha, Maya, Naya, Shabbathon, verse 40. Wala, Kwakwa, Kwaka, Tham, Lamam, Bayawam, Hara, Ashwan, Parya, Aitaza, Hadar, Mapah, Samra, Yam, Wa'ainpa, Aitaza, Aiba, Wa'ira, Baya, Nakal, Washa, Makafi, Lapanya, Yahweh, Alahayim, Salaki, Alahayim, Salaki, Alahayamam, Shabbai, Yam, verse 41, Waka, Gatham, Athwa, Kav, La Yahweh, Shabbai, Yam, Bashna, Kagath, Iwalam, Ladara, Thayamam, Bakadash, Hasha, Bayaya, Thakagawa, Athwa, verse 42, Basamath, Thashabwa, Shabbai, Yam, Ma, Ha'a, Zarak, Ba Yasharala, Yeshabwa, Basamath, verse 43, Lama'ain, Yada'aiwa, Darathayamam, Maya, Basa, Mawath, Hawa, Shabbath, Banya, Yasharala, Baha, Wataza, Ya'aya, Awatham, Ma'arataza, Matazarium, Manya, Yahweh, Alahayamam, Alahayamam, verse 44, Waya the bar, Masha, Ma'idya, Yahweh, Banya, Yasharala. That's the end of verse 44.
So, like, y'all, to Zabata, you still there?
Salakia. We left off at.
Salakia.
So you there?
Khan, can y'all hear me? Khan, that was the end of the chapter.
Khan, sir.
Khan, Thuwada priest. Baraki Allah, can you read from 36 and we'll conclude the chapter?
Khan. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right. Again, 7 days we're gonna party, right? We're gonna not work. We're going to have rest. We're gonna be around family. There's not gonna be any fighting. It's gonna be brotherhood. It's gonna be love. Sisters are gonna show up in their beautiful dresses. Brothers are gonna be in their beautiful warlike garments, right? And the children are just gonna run around and have a good time. You're not gonna have to worry about nobody in a black garment with a white collar trying to take advantage of your children. Right? Your children are not going to go missing. They're not going to be harmed, because Lord be with the person that tries to harm a child. If they're going to wish they got into a fight with 1,000 bears. That's what they're going to wish, right? So again, this is 7 days, 8. On the 8th day, we celebrate some more, and we just have a good time, and then get back to the work of the Lord. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 37. These are the feasts of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offering made by fire unto Yahweh.
Right, they're going to be separate convocations, right? Separate celebrations, right? It's nothing like Christmas. It's nothing like Thanksgiving. So many Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they don't even know what Thanksgiving is. They just think it's just a day that the oppressor gave them where they don't work. They eat some nasty ass turkey, right? Like the turkey needs a whole bottle of Barack sauce, right? Barack makes some pineapple sauces, some mango sauces. The turkey needs a whole bottle of that, right? And even then, it's still Salakia, Barack. I know the sauce is good, but the turkey's trash on Thanksgiving.
Salakia, the one. I was about to say the same thing. Like, you know, on Thanksgiving, they don't need my spices out of one.
Right. I just don't understand how Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are still eating that dry ass turkey.
Right.
Right. Keep reading.
To offering made by fire unto Yahweh, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
Right. So burnt offering, meat offering, sacrifice. It's just we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party. We're going to remember what the Lord did for us. We're going to remember how He took care of us as we walked out of Egypt, as we got into our kingdom. And when we get into the kingdom, we're going to remember what it was like to live in the ghettos of Canada, what it was like to be in Montreal's north, or no damn good, right? That's what they call it, Barack. No damn good, NDG. Right? We're going to remember what it's like to live in the worst conditions. Keep reading.
So like a quick fast out of one. I just want to say, to all these nuts out there that are talking about it is unlawful to eat meat, you shouldn't be eating meat. Well, all these holy convocations, the Lord is telling us to bring a meat offering. Just saying, you know.
Right. It's that is such a listen to argue with a brother about what he eats, other than are you eating pork, shrimps, and lobster? It's just gay. It's like, listen, one brother doesn't want to eat meat. He's afraid of chickens. The other brother, he likes to wrestle cows to the ground and and cut up a cow and slap it on the ground. Like, good night. Like you want to be afraid of a goat? Listen, we're gonna drink the manish water, goat head soup, Salakia. Listen, good night. Just I don't need the goat head in the soup, but listen, all the food I'm cool with. Right, keep reading.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 38. Beside the Sabbaths of Yahweh, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye gave unto Yahweh.
Read.
Verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
Right. So this is another feast, right? This is it's another feast that we keep, right? That we're going to keep, Salakia, while we're in the land, right? And that we also keep now. Keep reading.
Verse 40. And ye shall take you on the first day the bough of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees,
Right.
and willows.
Christians like to call this the Day of Palms, right? It's just a day that the Lord told us to celebrate, just so we can have rest, just so we can have a good time. Keep reading.
And willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before Yahweh your God 7 days.
Keep reading.
Verse 41. And ye shall keep it a feast unto Yahweh 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Right. So we're going to keep tabernacles forever. Right. We're going to remember what it's like to just have the oppressors on our back. Right. What it's like to be walking down the street and listen, you can't even walk down the street without having to give up your ID. Right. You can't go into grocery stores now to get the formula without getting your reparations out the back of an AR-15. Right. According to the oppressor, our reparations are in the back of an AR-15. Right. Because now the oppressors, they think that because of us, they lost family members during the Civil War and they lost jobs because the Mexicans are taking all the jobs. So to pay us back, to get payback, they have to go, listen, an oppressor, such a coward he is, he's going to go kill a bunch of senior citizens in a supermarket. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 42. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Right. We're going to remember what it's like to be in the booths. Again, our communities are tabernacles. They're booths right now. Right. We're in the wilderness all over again. Right. There is no law. The oppressor is a beast. He just runs across our forth to and fro, just destroying us. Our sisters are going missing. We don't know where they are. Our children are going missing. Children are popping up in my zone dead. Right? They're popping up dead. They're discovering the bodies and saying, well, listen, we found this body and it's been dead for a year, but now it's in the back of a dumpster. I want to see the autopsy report on these children that they're finding. Right? Again, we live in such horrible places. It might as well be the booths. We're in the wilderness. The oppressor is a wild beast. Sometimes he drives around in a police car. Sometimes he drives around just in a regular car with rifles in full tactical gear. And you have to just wonder, where the hell did he get the tactical vest? That was a level 4 vest. Where did he get it? Right. And then after they're done killing us and murdering us, and after they're done destroying us, they turn around and say, well, listen, he had mental issues. It's not his fault. Right? So these holidays are for us to remember some of them are for us to remember every time, damn near all of them, every time the Most High saved us. Every time the Most High would walk with us and protect us. And there also is twofold, because it's also a day for us to rest from our oppression. A day for us to, especially right now, it's 2022, and you cannot tell me it's not 1401. You cannot tell me it's not 15 or 1601. The way that we live right now. Keep reading.
Verse 43. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Yahweh, your God.
Right. This is our Lord. He's letting us remember. Like you got to remember now. Now you remember what it's like to not have a land. Now you remember what it's like to not have a government. The Canadian government doesn't care about us. Now, if you thought voting liberal was gonna help you, good night. They just sent billions to Ukraine.
Right.
And where are you, Black, Hispanic, and Native American? Listen, I get up every morning and I'm out my house by damn near 5:15, 5:10. If I leave at 5:15, I'm late for work. Right, so I'll be out by like 5:10. When I'm going down the street, they have little plants that hang from the light post. They're getting clean drinking water. The plants get to drink clean drinking water. These plants hang from light posts. They don't do anything. Let that sink in. The Gadites do not get clean drinking water. The plants get clean drinking water. Listen, if I get some time, the next time I see it, I'm gonna do a little tape. I'll be in my slave uniform, but I'm gonna do a whole tape on how these plants get clean drinking water and the Gadites don't. The Canadian governments, the municipalities, they think the little light plants are worth more than the Gadites. Right? Was that the end of it? You can keep reading. Finish out that last verse.
Verse 44. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of Yahweh.
Right, and Moses is declaring unto the children of Israel, these are the feasts we're supposed to celebrate. Again, listen, Salakia, F the oppressors' holidays. They ain't nothing. They don't mean nothing. They don't do nothing for us. All they do is get us killed. Right? Every oppressor's holidays, some Black, Hispanic, or Native American neighborhood is getting shot up. Right? It's just another day for them to drink and drunk and whoredom like they do. It has nothing to do with us. It's not going to save us. It's not going to free us. Canada Day is not your savior. It is not a day of rest for you. Right? So with that said, we're going to bring a closing to the feast of closing of Feast of First Fruits, and we're going to say some prayers. The men of Israelite Majam. But Salakia, Officer Shah, can you read the Hebrew again, Babu Shah?
Come on, sir.
The water.
Are we just doing the Lord's Prayer, sir?
We'll read a couple of them.
Come on, sir.
And then Barak Allah, you could read the English as well. Right. Men of Israel, Akwafia, Imajim, which means to stand. Sarapanya Hakodam, which means turn and face the east.
This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayah. Kodash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwatka. Taba'ah. Ratazakah. Hayah. Aisha. Baratazah. Kawaf. Hayah. Bashamayam. Nathan Lanawa. Lakab. Call. Yawum. Wasalak Lanawa. Kawabwath Yanawa. Wala'ah. Sabayano. Banasayawan. Abal. Hawashayano. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Malaka. Wa'ala. Wahatha Para.
Wahatha Para.
Lai Walamyam.
Lai Walamyam.
Aman.
Aman. What we just read in English, our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth.
Thy will be done in earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us
our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the
glory.
Forever so be it.
Forever so be it.
We're going to do the prayer for power. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Baba Kashah.
Baba Kashah.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Hakak.
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 Larapa'ah.
Larapa'ah.
Kal Makala.
Kal Makala.
Hakak.
Wakal.
Matahar.
Madawa.
Hamatazariah.
Hamatazariah.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahakwayam.
Lahakwayam.
Amathiyam.
Amathiyam.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Al-Rakawa.
Al-Rakawa.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Lagarsha.
Lagarsha.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman. What we read in the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
We're going to do the Bless Israel prayer. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Waha.
Waha.
Safari.
Safari.
Barak.
Rapah. Rapah.
Magan. Hagan. Is there anybody wants to pray over?
Commanding General YAHANNA.
Commanding General YAHANNA.
Commanding General YAHANNA.
And the generals.
And the captains.
And the captains.
And the officers.
And the officers.
And the troopers.
And the troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
All the children of Israel.
All the children of Israel.
All the children of Israel.
Officer Adiyar.
Officer Adiyar.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman. What we just read in the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect.
Commanding General YAHANNA.
Commanding General YAHANNA.
And the generals.
And the generals.
And the captains.
And the captains.
And the officers.
And the officers.
And the troopers.
And the troopers.
And the sisters.
The sisters.
All the children of Israel.
All the children of Israel.
And Officer Adiyar.
Officer Adiyar.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Sar, which means sir.
Sir, Akim, we're going to bring a closing to the Feast of First Fruits. Akim, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Akim, Amadra Shabbat. Amadra. Barak. Yahweh Yadramata. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Aki Amsar to the sisters. Hamadram Shabbat. Hamadram. Barak. Yahweh Shabbat. Yadramata. That's dismissed.